Hi everybody, it's Ruth here at Artful Stampin. Welcome to my craft room on a Saturday afternoon. We're going to do a little bit of creating, and we're also going to be looking at colour and hopefully challenging you to make something at your craft desk today. So a few of you have been asking if I do a Saturday where I did a bit more, a few more videos with you. So here I am. So I'm just going to wait for a few of you guys to come on live, but while I'm doing that, I'll talk to you guys who are watching on the replay. Thank you for visiting and watching this video, and I'm hoping that you're going to get time this weekend to be at your craft desk and make something as a result of watching this. So I've decided to go with a bit of a colour challenge, and to make it open-ended so that anybody can really get involved, I'm going to give you the option of either using inks or card or designer series paper. You use whatever you want to do, but the colour theme, I'm going to explain that in a second. Right, I'm just trying to I'm using my husband's device now to see your comments. Welcome. So it might be that we have less people available today at the moment, so a few more will join us on the replay. Right, let's just turn this down so I don't have to hear my own voice. There we go. Right, there we go. Welcome. Hi, Wendy. You're here. Yay! Right, that's great. So what I wanted to do, and I have been totally inspired by a few other YouTubers who seem to use this technique of cutting up strips of paper and then sticking them down and then using them for their card making. Hi, Vicky from Illinois. Lovely to see you. Welcome. So I've just grabbed, it just so happened that I had a bag of scrap pieces of card, and quite a few of these colours have actually retired, but it doesn't matter, and that's kind of what I want to get across today, that it doesn't matter whatever you have in your stash, whether you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or not, it doesn't matter. If you're new to crafting and you don't have many colours, that's absolutely fine. All you need to find in your stash are between 3 and 5 colours that are complementary to each other on the colour wheel. So I'm going to explain that to you now. So here we have a colour wheel, and we've got yellow there, blue and red. Okay, so those are, oh, I'm going to move that into focus better. So we have 3 colours, primary colours, that are on our colour wheel: yellow, red and blue. So obviously yellow and blue make green, blue and red make purple, red and yellow make orange. So then in between yellow and orange we have yellow orange, and between orange and red we have red orange. Then between red and violet, well, they're calling it violet, we kind of tend to call it purple, but on this colour wheel they call it violet. So between red and blue we've got violet, then between red and violet we've got red violet, and then between blue and violet we've got blue violet. So what I have done is I've chosen colours between that section there, red, all the way round to yellow. Alright, so I've got a combination of red, red, orange, orange, yellow, orange and yellow. But not only that, if we were to mix white, so this is the section for adding white here, if we were to add white to any of these colours, look what you end up getting. You get this kind of lemony yellow, a peach, another sort of peachy colour, and then a pinky colour, and a pink. And if you were to add black to those colours, you'd end up with sort of some brown shades, which I do have a little bit here. There's Cajun Craze. So look, isn't that interesting? If you add black to red, a small amount of it, it makes a more of a Cajun kind of brown colour. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So you don't have to choose the colours I've chosen. You can choose whatever colours you want. So for example, you may choose the colours between yellow and blue. So you'll have yellow and blue in there, and then various bluey green, green and yellowy green shades. So in Stampin' Up! Language, that would be Blueberry Bushel, Pacific Point, the Peacock, the Garden Green, granny apple green, and all the various yellows. So if you want to do that, that's fine. So I just want you to choose colours between 5 complementary colours. So you might choose to go between, I don't know, green and violet. So you might go green, blue, blue, violet, violet. That's fine. Do whatever you want to do. Okay, so then I'm going to now give you a couple of ideas of what you can do. So to start off with, as I said, I wanted to try a technique that I've seen quite a few people do that I've seen on YouTube, and that's to cut up strips of cardstock and to then just stick them down either in an ombre fashion. So I will explain that to you in a second, and I'm going to try to do these at approximately 4 centimetre long strips. So it doesn't matter whether you're in the UK or wherever. So 4 centimetres or 10 centimetres lengths, and then cut them down to whatever sort of widths you fancy working with. So I think I've got enough yellow there. I want a little bit of a lighter yellow, so I'm going to cut that down. And this is a great way to use up your scrap bits. Just remember to throw your real scrap bits away, because I have a tendency to let things clog up my desk on the side here, and then the rubbish gets mixed up with things that I really should be keeping, and then I have to spend time going through it all. So I seem to spend an awful lot of my time in my craft room just sorting, and I'm determined to try and make it more organised so that I do less sorting and more crafting. So there we go. Hi Cindy. So if you like the idea of this and you think you may have crafty friends, please remember to share this out. You can just hit that share button. I'll still be here, even if the share button takes you off somewhere else. It might take you to Facebook world or YouTube world or wherever. I'll be here. So normally the way to share is that you tap on that arrow button there. So you can tap on that and it will give you options. You've got WhatsApp, Messenger, whatever. So if you think you may know somebody who enjoys this sort of thing, then it's not too late to invite them in. So look, I've got real tatty bits here that could do with really trimming down and getting rid of. But I'm determined to get something of use out of this piece here. There we go. Ooh, let me cut a little bit off that. Right, so I hope your Saturday's going well, guys. I've managed to take down the Christmas tree, take down the lights, although I was a bit disappointed. I took down my quite long amount of fairy lights and I tested them before I put them away, and one lot doesn't work. I'm like, no! And I was trying to think what to do with them, and I really can't figure out how on earth I'm going to make them work again, because it's one of the LED ones, so it's not a bulb that's gone, and they all have these enclosed units now. So I sort of had to go trying to take it apart, but no, there's no way to really sort it out or make it work again. So I'm a bit disappointed. So I'm going to have to try and look out in the sales for some new fairy lights, because I really do like them. Actually, I think I used to have them hanging in my kitchen and have them all year round, and then I move them, and then anyway. It's one of those things. Hi, Melanie. Right, so I think I've cut enough pieces. I think there's a colour I haven't used yet. I think I've got enough there. So again, the challenge is to use colours that are complementary to each other, and I'm going to be just showing you a couple of ideas of what you can do once you've got your complementary colours. Now, you could either do it through... oh, no, that's got sparkle on it. I don't really want sparkle. You can either do it through inks or card or paper or whatever. So I'm going to just demonstrate a few different techniques, and then you guys are going to go off and create something and then take a photo and please share it on my Artful Stampin space. So I've got my lovely lot of strips here. Now I am a bit partial to a bit of ombre, so I might do that. Oh, what I could do with cutting that up. I'm going to just do that last one, and then, because I've got a feeling I'm going to need it. Right, so ombre is when you make rows of colour and they sort of naturally sort of move from one colour into another. I think I've put too much glue down on this, but never mind. We'll just have to work very fast. So even though I'm live, I'm going to have to just move fast. Right, so there's a pale yellow. Then I want a slightly darker yellow next to that. And I want a darker yellow next to that. There we go. Then maybe, an orange. There's a darker orange. And a red. And a darker red. Ooh, this is looking quite nice. Okay, and then because we went light, we could then go, could we go peachy maybe? Pressure. I think maybe just go orange again. Right, we'll go there. Like that, right at the end, and then maybe another piece of red down here. Oh, that happened very quick, didn't it? Whew. Okay, so that's one piece. Oh, I don't understand why that is, Audrey. So you've hit the bell, yeah? You've got the bell on there. So, right, so I'm going to trim this down. But I'm not going to go with the actual original card there, because I may have started to go a little bit off. So I'm going to actually follow really the lines that I've got here to trim this down. So, let's have a think. Just eyeball it really. Oh, that just slightly moved that off there, but never mind. Okay, pop that in there, make a, push it right to the top. Hold that very firmly because we are going to be cutting through 2 lots of cardstock, so we don't want that to move. Bit off the end there. Oh, I could cut a bit more off that actually, but I'll come back and do that. Oh, I like this. I'm just going to have a look at it against a piece of darker cardstock and to see how much more I can chop off. Ah, I see I could chop off a little bit more on that end, couldn't I? So I'm going to use this one as my... Oh, I'm going to use that as my template. That's probably not right. Hold on. I'll use this one as my template. So I could cut up a bit more of that. There we go. Now, so then the plan was that I'd like to cut something out the middle of this. So I've got a house house full of boys at the moment because my 2 sons are playing D&D. So excuse the noise for a second. I would like to cut a shape out of that. All right. And then you've got the possibility to make 2 cards. So let's get some of the stitch-shaped framelits dies. Actually, I have the new rectangle scallopy ones. Ooh, I've forgotten to tell you that I bought those. Where are they? There they are. Look, these here. Yes, I might have kept that a little bit quiet from you. So let's see if that would fit. Oh yeah. Exciting. Right, I'm just getting my picture up. Now, I was reminded of a helpful tip today that when you're cutting shapes and you've got a bit of a battered up acrylic plate, that it's helpful to put I'm just checking what I need here. I've got I'm just checking what all the different plates I need. Right. Okay, so I've got that one. I'm going to pull out a little bit. Oops. Oh, I know what, I'll put my light on. That would help. Excuse me. Get a scrap of paper just to protect your work. So I'm going to pop that down. Now I can see these lines are a little bit off. I hope you understand what I'm doing. Right, I'm just going to stick that on there. And stick that over the top. Run it through. All right, let's have a look. Oh, it still came through a little bit. I think I need to get some new plates. Right, so then we've got the opportunity to make 2 cards here because we can use that one for something, and then we've got this middle section that we can use for something else. Okay, so this, I'm just giving you some ideas of what to do with my colour challenge. All right, I'm not going to actually make up a card right now with that one. So the other option is to play with some inks. So I'm just going to get rid of these little bits first. Thanks for joining me, everybody, if you're still with me on the live. And I'm going to just pop all these scrap bits to one side. My bag. See, look, I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to tidy as I go. And by keeping everything back in this bag, it means if I want to do a project like that again, I've already got these pieces ready. So. It's funny, isn't it? You go all fingers and thumbs when you're, well, I do sometimes when I'm on screen. All right, I think it's because you're more conscious of time. I'm not wasting it. Right. Right, put that to one side. Right, next. I'm going to remove this because this got a bit sticky last night. Right, so here I have various inks. And I wanted to show you different ways of creating like an ombre effect on a card. And I'm actually going to be doing a bit of masking off, just masking off in strips. So, oh, is that a piece of scrap? No, let's go with a piece of nice white cardstock. This is one that I scored wrongly, so I can use it for this. I'm just going to chop off that score there. Okay. Right, so here I have various colours, and I think I'll go for a stamp set that has various textures in it. Ooh. Sorry, bear with, I'm just looking. Abstract expressions. See if there's anything in the new one. Possibly Thoughtful Blooms. So if you've got a stamp set that's got various stamps in it, so this has got various size stamps and also various textures, and this is kind of good for this technique. So hi Tishan, hi Vicky, I find that love video show up in my subscription page before my inbox. Oh, bizarre. Oh, you didn't get notification either. That's frustrating. Right, so I need my good old giant post-it notes. Where have I put those? Oh, those ones will have to do. Yeah, these ones. That'll do. Cut that down because I think these are, yeah, those are 4 inches wide, so I need to cut this cardstock down to about 10 centimetres. There we go. Okay, so let's start in the middle. I'm just going to lay that across. If you feel like you need some extra sticky to hold it in place, then put that in there. And we're going to mask off a row or a stripe, as it were. So I think again I might go for an ombre look. So for those of you just joined me on the live, I will go over what the challenge is in a minute. I don't want to have to kind of repeat it 3 or 4 times. I've done it at the beginning and I'll do it at the end. So just stick with me and I'll explain it all in a minute. So we want a couple of these. And so I've got my sort of colours in an ombre fashion here. Now if you don't have as many as this, that's fine. You could, you know, if you don't have Grapefruit Grove, Terracotta Tile, you could take those out. Mango Melody, actually, that could probably come out as well. So if you just had Daffodil Delight or Pineapple Punch, Crushed Curry, Pumpkin Pie, Poppy Parade and Real Red. You didn't have Poppy Parade, that's fine. You could just put Real Red there and maybe like Cherry Cobbler or something. Go a bit darker on that side. All right. So don't worry if your colours are slightly different to mine. It's all about just choosing what's on the colour wheel that are complementary. So I'm going to put that one back in there. What should I just take out? Yeah, I'll leave those ones out. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because this is the middle of my page, I'm going to take those 2 out. I'm going to use those. Just realised I need a mat under here. Because I've got photopolymer. I'm just going to pop that mat under there. Right. So I've got Mango Melody here, and I'm going to stamp this rose on here like that. And then I've got, what should I put out? Pumpkin pie. And this is going to be a smaller element on this design. Oh, I think I just need to ink my stamp up well because it's not showing up. That's better. Okay. And then just to fill in some of these little spaces here, I'm going to use this tiny little leaf and put some more pumpkin pie on here and just fill in some of these areas. And it's okay to do a bit of stamping off as well. Okay. Now if you wanted to be really pedantic and make sure that there was a really well defined area, you could get a brush and just put a little bit of colour into there. So I'm just going to get a little bit of Mango Melody and just brush it right on the edge of that strip there, like that. Okay. Right, so to make it easier for you to understand what I'm doing, I'm going to put these colours back in my ombre thing here, which I'm going to pull you guys in a little bit more so you can see what's happening. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so then I'm going to very carefully take these off. And take that one off. Then I'm going to move this one down. Now, a simple way to make sure that you've got it at the right angle is to just check the margin down that side. See, to me that looks like it's got a little bit less on that side. I'll just do that again. There we go. And then we're going to move this one down to here, so it masks off all that lovely work that we've just done. So because we're going downwards, we're going to then go Mango Melody and crushed curry, but this time the crushed curry is going to be sort of the main feature of it. So I do need to clean my stamps off. Not that I'm going to use, actually I'm not going to use those ones just now. I'm going to choose a different texture this time. So I've got this one here that's got the dots on it. So I'm going to use that as my main colour. So I'm just going to stamp that down like that. Oops. And I am stamping each time because if I was to stamp and then stamp again, I'm likely to have these sort of lines going through my ink. So if you want a stamped off look, then stamp off on your scrap paper before applying the ink. Okay. Right, and then I want some little elements. So, I'm going to take the little dots out of Thoughtful Blooms and just do the hint of the Mango Melody, because remember the Mango Melody was the main colour of the previous one, so I don't need it to be on this one. So I'm just going to do some little cute dots here and there. There we go. And again, if you want to, and I've hardly got any colour on there now, if you do want to define those edges, you can go in there with a brush to do that. But, right, let's put these back so that you can follow what I'm doing. Right, so let's have a look at what it looks like. Yay! Alright, so now I'm going to pop that back. And like that. Mask this one off. Okay, so this time we're going crushed curry and daffodil delight. So daffodil delight is going to be the main colour now. You know what, I'll clean off these stamps because I've got 5 to clean off, so I may as well do a bit of a cleaning sesh. Right, is everyone following me so far? Sorry if it didn't make sense to start off with. I'm hoping that as you're seeing the process, you understand what I'm doing. I'm creating this ombre effect by mixing colours. And funny enough, I use exactly this same technique in my crocheting. When I crochet ombre, I use 2 colours of wool in one go, and then I drop a colour, then add a colour. So sometimes I actually even use 3 colours in one go, and then I drop a colour and add a colour, and that makes the ombre effect slightly different. Okay, so now this is Daffodil Delight, and let's choose this little, got this nice flower here. So this is Daffodil Delight, and we're going to go in there, do some nice flowers. So that's my main colour down, and then we're going to use crushed curry for the accents. So this has actually got this is a 2-step stamp, this one. So I know not all stamps are 2-step stamps, but this one just so happens to be. So look, we can do that with it. That was easy. Just cleaning off my brush a bit, getting a little bit of extra Daffodil Delight in there. So pretty. You always show such unique techniques. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Which 2 oranges did Ruth take out? Which were prior? I'll go through them again. You've never seen this technique before. Neither have I. Neither have I. But there we go. It comes to me, these things. Right, so we've got Real Red, Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, Mango Melody, Crushed Curry, and Daffodil Delight. And yeah, it's good for you to ask what they are and for me to read them out, because sometimes the change of lighting on your tablets or my camera or whatever, or if you've got, I know I do have a viewer who has colour blindness issues, you need to know specifically what it is that I'm using. So please don't be embarrassed to ask what the colours are, because it's important that you need to know. Okay, look at that. That's coming on really nicely. So I think I'm going to now skip to the top and start doing the top one. So let's get this coloured bit covered up. I just can see a slither of the one before actually on this one. Let's see if it makes much difference. Okay. And I'm thinking, give it a good, let's go for a good chunk here. There we go. Yes, we've both definitely done masking in a row. Yeah, Esther. I started a baby blanket hooked on with Swept Swirl. I've wanted them for years, but they're pricey, but these are gifts, so I thought, why not? Oh, I've never heard of that, Wendy. I'm going to have to Google that afterwards. That sounds intriguing. Esther, do you want to look that up? Esther's a crocheter as well. Right, so last time we used, let me double check, Mango Melody and Pumpkin Pie. So we're going to go Pumpkin Pie and Poppy Parade now. So Pumpkin Pie is going to be the main colour. So last time I used those roses on that, didn't I? So what about this time? I go for quite, I could go for quite a stripy effect here. Just to contrast against those roses. So this is Pumpkin Pie, so go in there and do this. I'm trying to move it along so that there we go. And then what we could do with a bit of Poppy Parade. What if we just do some little dots? That might be nice. So this is the dots from Thoughtful. Oh, what about some little flowers instead? I forgot about this set. We've got these nice little flowers in Poppy Parade. That'd be nice in the grasses. Okay. Have some. I think my Poppy Parade needs re-inking. Oh, the colours are amazing. Beautiful soft ombre wool. Oh, is it the wool that's the special, the Schweppes blah blah? Sounds very push. Okay, so I'm just going to get a little bit of Pumpkin Pie on my brush here. Just fill in a little bit of the gaps. There we go. And I'm going to leave Poppy Parade out because I'm going to need that, aren't I, with the real red. So I'll just leave that aside for a second. Let's have a look. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nicey nice. There we go. And cover this last one up. Now I wonder if next time I will do this as a one sheet wonder and do it on a big, by doing it on a bigger scale, you basically get more for your time, if that makes sense. So I know that's off at an angle, so I'm going to do it again. Yeah, so I'm wondering if we did this one sheet wonder style, if I did it on a piece of portrait larger paper and go up and up and up, it means that we can cut it up and use it. Because this is it's time consuming, but super effective. But, you know me, we're all about saving time. Much as we love the process, we don't want it to take all day, do we? Oh, it's a Dutch one. Ooh. That's all right, honeybee. It's all right. Okay, so I did these little stripy things earlier, didn't I? So I've got some other florals that we could use. I think I'm going to mix it slightly because I like the softness of some of these flowers. So I'm going to use Poppy Parade to do a row of flowers there. And then I think it would be nice to then use, that flower would look nice in the centre, wouldn't it? So we'll get the real red, which is slightly darker red than the poppy. Poppy's quite a bright red. And we'll do real red in the centres and look at the difference of that. There we go. And then what could we do as a bit of added texture? I've got the leaves, I guess. Yeah, I could do some leaves. Let's try doing that. See what that looks like. Right, and then just a bit of Poppy Parade on my brush. Oh, it transferred some of the stuff that was on the side. Never mind. Okay, so it really is very poppy-y. Right, there we go. Hi, Nydia. I struggle with putting the SU colour groups in order. What, in order of their colour families, or do you mean in colour, you mean reds, blues, you know, that families? Yeah, they don't strictly go, I don't think they strictly go in an order, and I'll explain why in a second with the colour wheel. I'll explain that. Okay, so I think, I wonder if we can go Daffodil Delight, and I could always pull in a bit of Pineapple Punch. What if I do that, guys? Because we want this bottom one to be really light. You know what? Stuff it, I'm going to turn it around the other way. Put that there, that one there. Right, let's grab the Pineapple Punch, because that really is a bright yellow. It's lighter than... oh, you could go So Saffron, that's the other option. Right, now what did we do last time? Oh, we've got those lovely flowers there. Okay. I wonder if we go for... I'm going to go for a rose to sort of just do the background, and then I'm going to put some little flowers scattered on it. Daffodil Delight. I've got this, got a few of these other little flowers we haven't used yet. I've got one. So this is now Daffodil Delight on top of Pineapple Punch, and it is very, very subtle. Very subtle indeed. Look at that. Oh, and I can't resist. There's this tiny, tiny, tiny little flower stamp, which is so adorable. It's barely noticeable, but it is very sweet. This reminds me of a card that Esther did actually with Sheltering Tree many years ago, and she used it in such a different way. It was lovely, and she did it in stripes, but didn't mask. It was just a case of stamping in stripes, which you could do actually. Esther, I don't know if you could dash off and get the link for that video and pop it on here, but there we go. Right, so there's stamping ombre. So it's a case of lining up your colours. Actually, I need to do that with all of them, don't I? There we go. Now, I know it looks like Daffodil Delight is lighter than Pineapple Punch, but I've got a feeling it's because my label, yeah, it's meant to be that colour. My label has lightened in the sunshine, so that's what's happened. Okay, so we have Real Red, Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, Mango Melody, Crushed Curry, Daffodil Delight and Pineapple Punch. Alright, so for the first section I used Real Red and Poppy Parade. For the second section I used Pumpkin Pie and Poppy Parade. Then Pumpkin Pie and Mango Melody, Mango Melody and Crushed Curry and Daffodil Delight, and then Daffodil Delight and Pineapple Punch, and that's how we get that effect. Okay, now you may decide you just want to use exactly the same stamps throughout. That's fine. Do whatever you want. Okay, the challenge isn't actually to do ombre, by the way. The challenge is to use complementary colours on your colour wheel. So I'll quickly go through that again. So you've got red, yellow and blue are your primary colours. Then in between red and yellow you have orange. In between yellow and blue you have green. And in between in between blue and red you have violet. So then if you mix sort of red and orange together, you get reddy orange. If you mix orange and yellow together, you get yellow, orange. Okay, so those are kind of like the pure colours. So out of these, I would say, you know, red, real red, pumpkin pie, and maybe pineapple punch. They kind of, you know, that's your red, that's your orange, and that's your yellow. Now, by mixing white to any of these, you end up with either pink. So if you mix white to red, you end up with pink. If you mix white to orange, you end up with peach. So that's why I kind of I removed those, because to me that grapefruit grove is actually orange with a bit of white in it. It's more of a peachy, or actually it's maybe even a red orange with that in. Then terracotta tile is is really a colour with a little bit of black and white mixed in. I know that's kind of a bit weird, but that to me is a dusky colour. So that, yeah, that's a bit of an anomaly. So Christine, earlier when you said you don't know how to put your colours in order, that's because technically these sit outside. Some of, like crushed curry, I would say, is a yellow with a little bit of grey in it. So really that should sit outside. Okay, and really real red is too. Like Poppy Parade is more of a truer red. Real red has got a little bit of black in it, I would say. So that's why sometimes it's hard to strictly put Stampin' Up! Colours in a complete ombre. It's impossible, because we've got tones. Okay, so tones is what happens when you mix black and white to pure colour. So for example, so this is if you mix white with violet, you end up with almost a purple posy lip colour. All right, so this is the purple posies down here. Okay, and then Blackberry Bliss, I'd say, is purple mixed with a little bit of black. All right, so once you get one of these, are really inexpensive. They're about £2 off Amazon if you can get these. So I would suggest you get yourself one of these, and it does help you then understand really where the Stampin' Up! Colours fall inside the colour wheel. And sometimes I see pictures people put on Pinterest where they've laid hexagons of the Stampin' Up! Colours, and they've sort of put them in the primary colours, and then they've gone paler in and then black further out. And if you have a look on my channel, if you look up colour wheel or things like that, I did a whole video on it. So I will try and remember to link that to this video, the one on colour, because you may find that helpful. Right, so Esther has just shared that video, so please go and watch that a bit more. What does ombre mean? Ombre is this, where you're mixing colours so that they transform slowly, so going from yellow to orange to red. I mean, it can happen with tones sometimes, so you have black, grey, white, like that, or you can have you know, white, pink, red, dark red. That's ombre. All right, so what we've created here is an ombre kind of effect. Now, I'm not asking you to do that. All I'm doing is asking you to go and create using complementary colours on the colour wheel. So complementary colours are the colours that you get together. So I use red through to yellow. So red, oranges through to yellow. So you may choose orange through to green. So you go orange through to yellow to light green to dark green. Or you may choose green through to purple. So it's up to you what you choose. So you could have green, blue, blue, violet, purple. So it's up to you. So either you can use cardstock and papers, or you can use inks, or a combination of the two. Just create a card using complementary colours, please. All right. Kay, what have I missed? Kay, go and create a card using complementary colours, please. All right. So colours that are together on the colour wheel. So here's my little bit of inspiration. So earlier I just got loads of scrap pieces of strips of cardstock, and I stuck them down, and then I've cut this out of it so I can create two cards with this. Like, stick that one on there, stick that on there, do something fun with it, or I could even stick that on there. Oh, look at that, that's fun. That confuse you, won't it? Or, ooh, look. There we go. I like that. I'll put it on the blue. Isn't that fun? All right. So I've never used my colour wheel since I got it. Didn't know what to do with it. Oh, now you do. Now you do. You can understand colour better through it. So go and have a play. So basically, I will leave this challenge open until should I say Monday? If I say midnight, well, yeah, Monday midnight in your region. So wherever midnight is in your area. Crushed curry looks darker than mango melody. Yes, but that could be because it's got lightened. Yeah, it's got lightened in the sunshine. It's actually that colour. So it's actually more orange. It's not necessarily darker, it's more orange. See, that's got more red in it than that one. All right. Yeah, don't go by my colours on here because they've had some sun damage. Happens. There we go. I've brought a large round canvas from HomeSense to make a giant colour wheel for my ladies, thinking I need to make a separate one for SU colours. Oh, that's up to you. Yeah, you could use SU cardstock to make it. You know, they won't mind. You know. But yeah, no, these colour wheels are handy if you're a little bit colour challenged, if you're not quite sure. Actually, on the back of it, I forgot about this. You've got this really useful wheel. So you've got that, so you can then go, so look, that's what I've done now. Okay. So complementary colours, please. And I will come back on later and I will do something with, not complementary, but I will use, is it split complementary? I might do split complementary. So there's different ways of doing it. There's triad, split complementary, and tetrad. Oh, you'll have to put your brains in for that one. I'll have to go and have a coffee, I think. Right, off you go. Go forth and create, guys. And if you're not a member of Artful Stampin Space, please go and join. The link will be below. And I'm going to go and find the video of me going through the colour wheel before, if you want a little bit more explanation, and link it in the video description below. Thank you for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please do subscribe. And if you'd like to buy any inks via my shop, the link is below as well. So these are all Stampin' Up inks. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, so you can purchase all these products through me, apart from some of these colours which are retired, but all these ones are current. So you can remake this card if you want to. And incidentally, that stamp set is free with a £45 order. So this stamp set here, I think is about 20 something pounds, I think this one. And then the ink pads are £7 each. So, but don't feel you have to buy all of them in one go. I would say you start with your main ones. So, you know, maybe Poppy Parade or Real Red, an orange and a yellow, because you can stamp off and create lighter versions of each one of them. All right, so if you're thinking of starting this as a hobby, please let me know and maybe make a bit of a wish list, get back to me and have a conversation with me about what's the best way forward, because I wouldn't want you to be spending money and then realise that you didn't actually need what you bought yet. So I'm all about, you know, making the most out of your pennies. So see you guys later. Looking forward to see what you create, and I'll catch you again later. So what's the time? Nearly 5 o'clock. Maybe about 2 hours time. Should we say 2 hours time? I don't know if I'm going to get... Will I eat by then? Yeah, 7. Yeah, 7 or half 7. So set your alarms for 2 hours and then maybe have my channel open and then you'll know when I go live. All right, take care for now. Bye.